Hey, Coach, what was your reaction to that whole final sequence of the game?
The one where we didn't score, or the one that they did score?
Just the whole sequence of Z going down, them scoring, all that.
Well, they just got a set piece, right, and they converted it. I think it might be the first set piece we've given up in, gosh, Andrew, years.
Oh, corner kick at UNM maybe?
Okay, that wasn't a New Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh.
UNM scored off a corner, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it was not directly off. Anyway.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll look it up.
We generally don't give up set pieces, so we were all in the right places. Their kid went up and got it, made a great play. You know, you can argue whether it was a foul or not, but the ref called it and they converted it. You know, at that point, we were already aware what the score was in Dallas or in Oklahoma, so we knew we had to win. That's why Molly went into midfield. That's why we brought everybody back up front. That's why we pushed all our defenders up the field. At that point, a tie wasn't going to get us the trophy. We had to win. So obviously they couldn't break us down to score going the other way, but they did score two really good set pieces. The first one was unreal that the kid hit. I don't even know if she hit it there on purpose, but it was impressive.
After BYU had the equalizer, what was so challenging about trying to find the net again?
I'm not really sure because I was just talking to the staff, I can't recall a game when we hit the post, the crossbar twice, and the other team cleared it off the line, and we didn't win. Like, that is some unreal bad luck right there. I mean, the clearance off the line was going in, the inside of the post, and two crossbars. That's a lot to stomach. And so I don't think anything but, you know, those chances not going in is kind of why we were, I mean, one of them goes in, we're good, right? Because we've defended so well all year. So I think that, you know, we had a lot of late kind of forays down the field. They were tired, we were tired. We had all of our starters back on at the end, and they were running, I think, pretty well. But a little bit of our hastiness in the last 10 minutes cost us. We had the ball, we were in a good place, and we just wanted to rush the next decision, whereas we should have just looked for the right, you know, play to set up a chance to score. So we were a little hasty on the ball in the last 10, and we're going to have to address that.
Going into the Big 12 tournament next week, what do you want to take away from your performance tonight?
Well, how many in a row in the Big 12?
27.
27 undefeated in a row. You know, this hurt. So what we're going to take with us to Kansas City is this feeling of disappointment that we had a chance to win a trophy and let it slip away. So that'll be kind of the emotional piece of it. And now what are we going to do about it? What's our response going to be? Are we going to, you know, cry all the way to Kansas City? Or are we going to come back tomorrow and get back to work, which I think will be the case. But we'll also have some things to address. We got to look at that second set piece. We've got to look at why we're having so many glaring wide open, not wide open goals, but wide open chances that we're not converting. And maybe also look at our substitution patterns from a coaching standpoint. I think maybe could have got both outside backs off, and then they would have been fresher at the end. I'm just thinking about from a staff perspective. We got to look at everything. But you know, it's small tweaks now. It's too late to rebuild your team. I will say, Kate Livewell, I thought played really well tonight, as did Millie. But you could tell we were missing Chloe. Chloe's our enforcer through the middle of the field. We didn't have that today.
Do you think she'll be back for the tournament?
I hope so. We'll see.
Did you see a shift in energy level from the two teams in the second half?
Well, they certainly fed off all the times that they got to restart the game for free. I mean, every time the ref blew the whistle, we were backing up and they were pushing up. And so they definitely garnered a lot of energy. Whether you want to argue the calls or not, I'm in no position to do that, but the calls themselves gave energy to BYU, and they fed off of it. And that's how the second game just seemed to go the second half. It just seemed to be a lot of whistles and a lot of momentum changes for them. And we've got, you know, one kid at the hospital and one kid getting checked out for concussion protocol, and you know, that's just kind of how the game went. I think there was a lot of unease by both teams as to what was going to be allowed and what wasn't, and you know, it was a rough night for a lot of people.
Yeah, I just get that. Obviously, you said this hurt. A lot of things kind of came to an end tonight. There was emotions involved with it, but I saw actually kind of getting into some of the younger players that were feeling it. So, what was her message? What's your kind of message now?
Yeah, that's why we went in the locker room, you know, so we could have a real chat in private. And Ashley was one of the ones who spoke up, and she's like, "Look, I'm a senior. It doesn't stink for anybody more than it stinks for the seniors. But we got to come in tomorrow and get back to work because this was an 11-game season. Now we got a 3-game tournament to win potentially, And so she did say the same thing to the younger players, like, look, this goes fast. We don't have time to pout about this. We got to come back and get to work so that we can have success in Kansas City. She was very mature about it. Lee spoke up, Macy spoke up. And I thought the leaders, after Colorado when we had that disappointing draw, and then tonight I thought the leaders were exceptional in their messaging to the team.
Officiating aside, calls aside, did you see your team kind of pressing, especially when things got tied up and you said you knew you had to win? Did you see kind of a pressing?
I think pressing leads into the whole kind of hastiness with the ball. Like, we just needed to be more of a ball control team, because you can see that BYU's front five way better than their back five. And you really don't want anything to do with their front five. Fortunately, our defense was good enough to hang with them, except for the 2 set pieces. But you want to get after their back five. And we had a lot of opportunities where we just forced the ball when we could have just played simple and maybe got better chances out of that. And that's the way we played most of the game, but that last little bit, to your point, when we were pressing, I think that didn't help us. That hurt us.